In the cockpit of the Dassault Mirage III, a jet engineered for a staggering climb rate and speeds of Mach 1.3, Israeli Air Force pilot Giora Epstein, known as the Ace of Aces, gripped the controls. As the 1973 Yom Kippur War unfolded, a conflict that saw Israel fighting against a coalition of Arab states, Epstein soared above the burning sands of the Middle East. His Mirage III was armed with the radar-guided R-530 missile, ready to lock onto enemy targets. Dogfight after dogfight, Epstein outmaneuvered and outgunned Syrian and Egyptian aircraft, racking up victories. From the burning sands of the Middle East to standing tall amid the frosty winds of the Falklands, the battle scars of the Mirage III tell tales of innovative aviation that span continents and eras. In the early 1950s, the Korean peninsula's skies vibrated with the roar of jet engines. The Soviet Mikoyan-Grievich MiG-15, with its unparalleled prowess in aerial combat, stunned the Western defense establishment. This Soviet leap in jet propulsion ignited a fierce international race in aircraft design. France, a nation with a rich history in aviation, was keenly observing the unfolding jet revolution. As battles ensued over Korea in 1952, the French Defense Ministry delved into the possibilities of light fighter jets. The MiG-15's dominance in the skies became a beacon of inspiration, emphasizing the need for a fighter that blended the agility of jet propulsion with the strength of robust armaments. By 1953, the French Air Force grappled with concerns about spiraling costs and the ballooning weights of battle aircraft. Their mission was to design an efficient and nimble light interceptor. Responding to this challenge, the French government set forth a rigorous directive for their aircraft manufacturers to craft an all-weather interceptor that could ascend to 18,000 meters in a mere 6 minutes and cruise at a breakneck speed of Mach 1.3. Three titans of French aviation rose to the challenge. Dassault Aviation introduced the MD-550 Mystère Delta, exemplifying French aeronautical finesse. Sud-Est revealed their sleek SE-212 Durandal, while Sud-Ouest offered their innovative SO-9000 Trident, all emblematic of France's unwavering ambition to pioneer in the jet age. Not for nothing did Marcel Dassault, founder of Dassault Aviation, famously say, quote, "If it were not for the clumsy way in which you tackle things in Britain, you could have made the Mirage yourself." Leading the ascent of the French aviation industry was the Dassault Corporation with its pioneering draft project. Their brainchild, the MD-550 Mystère Delta, epitomized aerodynamic elegance in a compact frame. Crafted as a lightweight interceptor, it was primed to operate from even rudimentary runways. Emerging from Dassault's renowned St. Cloud plant in 1953, the MD-550 throbbed with the strength of two Armstrong-Siddeley MD-30R Viper afterburning turbojet engines produced under license. Yet Dassault's vision went beyond the ordinary. They integrated an auxiliary propulsion system, an SEPR-built 66 liquid fuel rocket engine, granting the aircraft an unparalleled thrust. Distinctively, the MD-550 showcased a tailless Delta design. Its 60-degree wing sweep was both a boon and a bane. The lack of a horizontal stabilizer made conventional tasks like short takeoffs and graceful landings a feat. However, the Delta configuration, despite its agility constraints, was sturdy and simple, ensuring abundant fuel storage for prolonged high-speed pursuits. There's a striking resemblance between the MD-550 and Britain's Fairey Delta II. This groundbreaking British jet broke speed barriers and shed light on delta wing dynamics. Dassault's engineers drew upon these insights, enriching the future blueprint for the Mirage III. Elevating the MD-550's allure was its design ingenuity. A raised pilot's perch offering panoramic views, flanked by streamlined air intakes, and a tapered nose designed to house Dassault's signature radar. The MD-550's status was cemented on March 22nd when a contract was inked for the production of 2 prototypes. On a crisp morning at 8:50 a.m., June 25, 1955, history whispered in the wind as Roland Gleveny propelled the MD-550 into the skies from Melun-Villaroche. In its maiden 20-minute voyage, the aircraft gracefully ascended to 3,000 feet. As day transitioned to night, the MD-550 embarked on its second airborne journey at 6:25 p.m. The early version of the MD-550 was a modest machine, devoid of afterburners and rockets. Yet on its fourth sortie, on July 24th, this unembellished craft achieved a notable Mach .95 in a daring dive. Ultimately, even without the power boosts of afterburners or rockets, it touched the impressive speed of Mach 1.15. After these inaugural journeys, it underwent a significant redesign. Its vertical stabilizer was trimmed in size, and it was now equipped with the might of afterburners and a rocket motor. Reborn, it earned the illustrious title Mirage I. After an intense 6-month period of enhancements, the Mirage I broke barriers by reaching Mach 1.3 in horizontal flight, and with the added thrust of its rocket motor, it pierced the sky at Mach 1.6. However, perfection demanded more. As the initial series of flight tests concluded, it became evident that adjustments were essential. The delta fin on the Mirage was recognized as a hindrance. The decision was clear: transform it into a sleeker swept-back fin. The twin-engine side-by-side arrangement was another challenge, remedied by adding flanges to the rear fuselage, thus altering its curvature. By May 1956, the aircraft emerged renewed. Sporting its new swept-back or F-fin and adjustments to its elevon servo actuator, it soared with the strength of its MD-30R engines. Now fitted with afterburner jet pipes, the engines ramped up the unit thrust to 1,000 kilograms. Further augmenting its prowess was the SEPR-66 booster rocket, propelling an additional 1,500 kilogram of thrust for 80 intense seconds. The air intakes were re-sculpted to a diminished cross-section due to increased power and catering to high Mach speeds. This revamp added weight, taking its empty weight to 3,610 kilograms. The revitalized aircraft, with its afterburners roaring, graced the skies again on May 5, 1956, christened as Mirage I, and its counterpart, the Mirage II. Yet, the Mirage I had its limitations. Hindered by its non-adjustable air intakes and a power-deficient engine, it seemed mismatched for its intended mission. The French Air Force also grappled with the feasibility of its light interceptor program. Given the technological constraints, guiding interceptions via remote displays from ground radar stations was a lofty aspiration. With NATO's retaliation strategy, the very essence of interception missions came under scrutiny. The advent of supersonic bombers necessitated a stronger, well-equipped interceptor. By May 1957, the Mirage I shifted its role, acting as a backup for the Mirage IV bomber project, before being shelved at Bretigny. Though the Mirage I program concluded, it heralded invaluable insights into Delta Wing evaluations. The focus now pivoted towards a greater successor. The Mirage was destined for the blistering speeds of Mach 2. At Dassault, the drive to eclipse the Mirage I was unmistakable. Rather than progressing with the Mirage II, armed with twin Turbomeca Gabizo turbojets, Dassault pivoted towards a grander vision. An aircraft 30% larger than its forebear, powered by the Snecma Atar afterburning turbojet engine. With its roots tracing back to the World War II era BMW 003, this engine delivered 43.2 kilonewtons of thrust. The result was the Mirage III. Conceived in the post-Korean War period, the Mirage III epitomized adaptability. A bomber fighter with a distinct delta wing and a uniquely waisted fuselage, due to adherence to the area rule. By late 1955, the Mirage III's design had crystallized. On November 17, 1956, its inaugural flight took place. Mirage III 001, piloted by Roland Glavany, took flight from Melun-Villaroche. Its testing phase was exemplary. It showcased that the 22nd Paris Air Show in 1957 was unforgettable, quickly leading to a government contract on June 25th. But the Mirage III had its hurdles. Although it reached speeds of Mach 1.8 and then 1.89, its static air intakes restricted further acceleration. In response, the Mirage III was outfitted with adaptable air inlets called mice, or souris in French, and tailored servo controls, solidifying its pivotal role in the French Air Force. Recognizing its potential, substantial orders flowed. By April 13, 1957, plans for the Mirage 3A pre-production were underway. In 1957, amidst tight budget constraints, the French Air Force commissioned a fleet of 10 pre-production units of the Mirage 3A aircraft, striving for a significant leap forward in aerial combat capabilities. On May 12, 1958, the Mirage 3A01, affectionately dubbed Honor, soared into the skies for its maiden flight under the expert command of Roland Glavany. Glavany later shattered the Mach 2 speed barrier, setting a record in Western Europe during the 1950s. This pivotal moment led to an order of 100 Mirage 3s. The Mirage family soon saw an expansion with the rollout of the Mirage 3B, a two-seater variant, in February 1958. However, it was the Mirage III-C model that would become the most notable interceptor of the family. Unlike its predecessors, which served mainly as experimental and training platforms, the Mirage III-C was conceived from the ground up as a high-octane single-seat interceptor, playing a critical role in France's air defense strategy. The Mirage III-C's journey began with a laser focus on refining the Delta Wing concept, a cornerstone of the Mirage series. This wing configuration was revolutionary, offering stellar high-speed performance and agility, a stark contrast to the more conventional designs of the 3A and 3B. The Delta Wing of the 3C was meticulously optimized for enhanced stability and handling at high velocities, vital for its interceptor role. A standout feature of the Mirage III-C was its power plant. Dassault engineers made a strategic decision to arm the aircraft with the robust ATAR 9B3 turbojet engine, which could be supplemented by fitting an auxiliary rocket motor to the rear fuselage. This endowed the 3C with a significant thrust advantage over its predecessors, allowing it to attain greater speeds and altitudes. Moreover, the Mirage III-C outshone its earlier variants with cutting-edge avionics and armaments. It was among the first jets to integrate an all-moving tailplane, dramatically enhancing maneuverability at breakneck speeds, an essential trait for an interceptor. The incorporation of sophisticated radar and navigation systems, combined with an arsenal of air-to-air missiles and cannons, notably the Mach R-530 missile, rendered the 3C a powerful adversary in aerial combat. Later variants proved even more adept in the plane's interceptor role, including in an almost unbelievable sequence of events when taking on the then top-secret American Lockheed U-2 reconnaissance aircraft. In the sweltering heat of June 1967, a year after French President Charles de Gaulle's audacious withdrawal from NATO, French Air Force radars detected a U-2 encroaching on a nuclear facility within France's sovereign airspace. A Mirage III-E from the 2nd Fighter Wing was swiftly dispatched from Dijon Air Base to pursue the intruding aircraft. Equipped with the SEPR-841 rocket booster, the Mirage surged skyward. Its mission was not to down the American spy plane, but to capture photographic proof, a crucial piece of evidence should France confront any U.S. denial of the airspace breach. Climbing to 45,000 feet, the French pilot ignited the SEPR booster, propelling the Mirage to a blistering Mach 1.8 and ascending to an altitude of 65,000 feet. Throttling back slightly to Mach 1.7, the pilot intercepted the U-2, cruising at Mach 0.9, almost directly above Dijon Air Base. Donning a cumbersome high-altitude suit and wielding what could best be described as an average civilian camera, the French pilot managed to snap a photo of the U-2, narrowly avoiding a mid-air collision while keeping the target in his camera's optical visor. With fuel reserves dwindling after the high-speed ascent and his mission accomplished, the Mirage pilot shut down the booster, gliding back to base. French reports indicate the U-2 pilot was taken aback by the encounter, initially by the Mirage's supersonic shockwave, then by its daring flyby. What's clear is that this episode led to the U.S. halting all overflights over France, as the Mirage III had unequivocally established its reign over French skies. The Mirage III's operational history is as storied as the aircraft itself. On November 29, 1966, an Israeli Dassault Mirage III showcased its prowess by shooting down 2 Egyptian MiG-19s that were attempting to intercept a much smaller and vulnerable Israeli reconnaissance plane. Not only did this mark a notable victory for the Israeli Air Force, but it also represented the first ever aerial kill for the R-530 radar-guided missile, a significant milestone in aviation weaponry. But it was during the 1973 Yom Kippur War that its legacy was truly solidified. Israeli Air Force pilot Giora Epstein, known as the Ace of Aces of modern supersonic fighter jets, achieved all of his victories piloting either the Mirage 3CJ or its derivative, the IAI Nisher. These victories contributed to the impressive claim that Mirage 3CJ planes were responsible for shooting down 106 Syrian and Egyptian aircraft. In turn, the South African Mirage 3RZ pilots performed jaw-dropping, high-risk maneuvers by flying at altitudes as low as 50 feet. As they approached their targets, they would rapidly ascend to capture photographs and then swiftly turn away, proving the aircraft's versatility and the pilot's audacity. In Pakistan, the Mirage saw action in the 1971 Indo-Pakistani War, being used for preemptive strikes and claiming victories against Indian aircraft. Years later, during the War on Terror, the Mirage III supported ground troops against militant incursions. Moreover, in the 2019 Jammu and Kashmir airstrikes, named Operation Swift Retort, the Mirage played a crucial role in retaliatory strikes, delivering a clear message to India. Argentina deployed its Mirage III EA fleet during the 1982 Falklands War. Despite their inherent range limitations, these jets were used to engage British Harrier jets and provide air cover. Their operations were mostly diversionary, drawing attention from the primary strike force or posing as deterrents against potential threats. Throughout its service across multiple nations and diverse combat scenarios, the Mirage III consistently showcased adaptability, skill, and tactical superiority, marking it as one of the legends of 20th century aerial warfare.